Hi there everyone, my name is Chris. Welcome to my channel. In this channel I do a lot of watercolor as well as other mixed media. So for today I thought I would do I will show you my watercolor palettes. I've been doing watercolor for the past 2 years, but I took my first watercolor college class back in 2012. So I have quite the collection of watercolors. I know I'm being gone for a while, but I have been trying to build my TikTok and Pinterest account. So if you're interested in following me over there, I'm going to post the links for that down below. So let's start. So I'm going to start with the first palette that I ever got, which is this one, the Opaque Watercolors by Talens. And this one, I got it for a design class, and this was my first watercolor palette. Like, I didn't know that there were tubes and pans and dry cakes. So as you can see, it's very old. I've been using it here and there, but not that often. And then the second palette that I got is the Grumbacher Watercolors. Same thing. They're not bad, but at the same time, they're not that great. But they're definitely good for beginners. Now, this is my palette that I started 2 years ago when I began to do watercolor again a lot. Let me open it up. It's quite big. And it has the compartment. You take it out, and then you have the lid that you could use as a mixing palette. And then I laminated my swatch card. But let me see. So, like I said, I started this palette like 2 years ago when I began to get back into watercolor again. So I didn't know what I was doing, to be honest. I was just buying colors that I thought they were pretty, and I didn't think about the light fastness or whether they're professional made, whether they are professional grade or student grade. So I do have a mix of professional grade and student grade in this palette. So I haven't been using this palette because once I started to take watercolor more seriously, I began to purchase more professional grade watercolors and really trying to see which colors I use the most and which colors are my favorite. So this was just a random selection of colors, and I don't use it that often anymore, also because it's just too big for my liking. Now let me see. So this is another palette. I did a review on it on my channel. This is the Reuben's watercolor palette. It has 12 colors, and I really love this palette. It's one of my favorites. I really like the color selection, particularly the Cat Red Light. It is a beautiful orangey color, and to be honest, I think this is a very well put together palette, and I would definitely recommend it for beginners. And I also like how small it is. Very convenient to take on the go. Now, speaking of small watercolor palettes, I have this one, the Winsor & Newton. This is the Cotman line. So that's the student grade. Oh, it's quite hard to open sometimes. So you can see the colors. You have a cadmium red. You have a cadmium red color in here too, but it's not as vibrant as the one from the Reuben's. And what I don't like about this palette is that you have the white. Personally, I don't really like using white in watercolors, except if I'm trying to do a pastel type of color. So I just feel like this white is just like a wasted potential. I would rather get like a black or a sepia color on it, or even a violet, because I don't have a violet in here. But this is not bad. It's good to take on the go. It comes with a little brush as well that is kind of too tiny, but it works. Now, this palette, this is one that I curated myself, and it's mostly pastel tones. So you can see, I've been obsessed with pastel colors for the past year, so I tried to curate my own palette. So these are the colors. A lot of them are from Holbein, and then I have a couple Daniel Smith and Sennelier and Core, and I added 2 more colors that I haven't, actually 3 more colors that I haven't swatched in here. So a couple reds and a earth color. So I need to put the swatches in there. But yeah, this is a really fun palette that I'm still trying to figure out how well it mixes with each other, and hopefully when I have that figured out, I can do a video about it. Color set. I haven't been using this set that much, but I've seen a lot of people on YouTube that really like this set, especially for beginners. So once I experiment with it a little bit more, I'm going to update what I think about it. Now let's see. So this is the Jasumoto Authentic Chinese Watercolors. I got them when I was at Blick. Now I read that they are not like the Western watercolors. They're a little bit different. And I've done a couple some artwork with them. They are not bad. They're definitely, like I said, they're not like our Western watercolors. They're a little bit different, so I still need to experiment a little bit with them. But I really like the colors. The colors are really nice, especially the selection of the reds and the blues. One of the newest sets that I got is the Paul Rubens Student Grade Watercolors. Since I really like the Paul Rubens, my little palette over here. So this will be considered their professional grade watercolors, and they do have sets of student grade. So I wanted to give it a try just to see what the difference will be between the professional and the student grade. And I really like them. This was a set of 18 colors. And as you can see, you get a really good selection of colors. You do get your warm and cool primaries, as well as a really a decent selection of earth tones and some greens, as well as Payne's gray. So I have done a couple of, well, one piece using this palette. Let me see if I can find. So this is the piece I did using the Paul Rubens student grade watercolors, and I really liked using them. I thought they were easy to use and blend, so far it's so good. I need to use them a little bit more to really give my final thoughts about the watercolor, about their watercolors. Okay, so this is another set of the dry cakes watercolor. So this is from Lucas. This was about $7, I think, for the colors that you get. This is not my favorite. It doesn't compare to the Talens or the Grumbacher at all. I feel like these are more. These two are higher quality than the Lucas. But for the price, I mean, you get a good deal, I guess. But they're just more grainy. They're not as smooth as the other two that I just showed you. This is the Hemi Watercolor. I did a review of this palette on my channel, and this is not bad. It's definitely not a professional palette, and it has its limitations as a student grade, but honestly, you do get a nice variety of colors. And like I said, if you're a beginner, the set would also be good for you. It has its limitations, but for the price, I think you get a pretty good deal. I think it was like $13 when I bought it. This guy over here, this is the Kuretake Gansain, Kuretake Gansain Tambi watercolor. These are also, these are different again from the Western, from our Western watercolors, but they're still very good. So these are the swatches. As you can see, you get, how many colors do you get? 36. Yeah, you get 36 colors. So you do get a good selection of reds, yellows, greens, blues. You get some earth tones, it would be like one or two, but you do get some iridescent colors, which are actually pretty nice. I've done some artwork with this palette, and I really like it. Their pans are huge, as you can see, other um, compared to other brands. Talking about iridescent and gold or shimmery palettes, I have the FineTec Pearlescent colors. This is a nice palette if you like shimmery, gold, sparkly colors. You do get a good selection. Of course, you get some gold, you get some silver, you get this really nice copper colors, little blue, and this like purplish, bluish color. So it's a really nice palette if you are into those type of pigments. And then I have the Gansai and Tambi Starry colors, which is another shimmery palette. So this is very nice. It's mostly golds, and yeah, it's mostly gold actually. It's more like a silver, but they call it white gold. I haven't used them that much, to be honest. I do like the effects that they give. Okay, so now for this palette, these are actually all the colors that I have in tubes that I have put in pans. And the way I have organized them is by color. So let me see. So here I have my reds and my blues. Here I have my earth tones and my green. See if I could open it. And here I have my yellows. And here I have my purples and a random Pearlescent FineTec. This one I got it before I got the palette. So as you can see, there are a lot of colors. I've been buying them for the past 2 years, and of course you don't need as many colors as I have right now. I've been using them and trying to see which colors are my favorites and which colors go with the type of artwork that I do. So far one of my favorites is, where are you? This one. This is by Da Vinci. This is a red rose deep PV19. This is a very lovely color to do florals or to do a skin tone. One of my favorite sap greens is by Sennelier. Where are you? This is the Cotman. Yeah, this one by Sennelier. It's a really lovely sap green made with PB29 and PY153. And when you use it wet on wet, you would definitely see the color separation of the blue. So it gives this really beautiful effect. And one of my other favorite is by Ingram, the Nickel Quinacridone Gold, made with PO48 and PY150. This color is gorgeous. It will make some of the most vibrant mixes that I have ever seen and done. And I am so happy I purchase this pigment. I was going to do this one or the Daniel Smith Quinacridone Gold, but I decided to do the M Gran, and I'm so happy. It's beautiful, beautiful color. Let me see. Then this will be the Ultramarine Pink PB15 by Core. This pigment is very transparent, so you do end up using a lot of it, but it's very granulating and super soft. It's super beautiful. Let me see if I could give you some of the swatches. Okay, so here are the swatch cards. This is for the Nickel Quinacridone Gold by M. Graham. So beautiful, beautiful color. And then I have my beloved Sap Green by Sennelier. Another gorgeous color. You cannot see the separation here. But like I said, you need to do really wet on wet washes to actually see the separation of the blue. Then here's the Ultramarine Pink by Core. You see that very nice granulation going on. And it's, like I said, very transparent. And you do need a lot of the color to create some strong swatches, but it's very, very lovely. Actually, let me show you a piece that I did using. So here you go. So I just used the Ultramarine Pink on this carnation, and it's gorgeous. It's just beautiful, very soft, very granulating. If you don't have this color, I would definitely recommend it. And then the last one is Red Rose Deep by Da Vinci. Very beautiful, soft, cool red. So there you have it. These are all my watercolor palettes. Like I said, you don't need all these colors, so don't feel the need to buy a bunch of watercolors. Take your time and experiment with brands and different pigments to see what's going to fit your needs as an artist. So thank you so much for watching. I'm going to try to post at least one video per month. My social media is going to be listed down below, so you can follow me on TikTok, Pinterest, or Instagram. Please let me know if you have any favorite watercolor palettes or watercolor pigments. You can comment down below. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.